Hello and welcome back to the import-friendly Sega Saturn channel. This week, taking a change of direction, we're looking at a very Japanese-heavy game, which is Quantum Gate. A game that was only released in Japan on the Sega Saturn. It didn't come out anywhere else in the world. It originally started out as a PC game where it sold over 100,000 units, which apparently is a benchmark for PC games in 1993. A smaller sequel called Vortex, and also a book as well. Now, this game was seen at the time as a technical and artistic breakthrough in the PC genre at the time. So FMV game, now I know what you're thinking, full motion video, didn't we see enough of that with the Sega Mega CD? We did, yes. However, this game is slightly different in its tact, that it's very point and click. Also, the story is broken up by sections where you have an on-rail shooting section, which you're shooting these big ants on these sort of barren planets in an attempt to continue your mission whilst in between the point and click adventure sections. Now, you're taking the role of Private Drew Griffin, who's an army medical student in the year 2057, as the front cover says, AD 2057. This game was released by Media Vision Technology. It was Gaga Communications on the Sega Saturn who published this one. It was originally developed by Hyperbowl Studios. Now, this is a cheap eBay pickup. I managed to get this one for under £5. I took a bit of a chance on it, to be honest. I know full well that when it arrived, I was going to have to know Japanese to be able to play it. But I like to stumble through these games, keeping in mind that it is based on in the future in an alien world. I kind of thought, well, you know, there's nothing more alien than knowing a different language, is there? So I thought I'd just sort of muddle my way through and see how far I could get with this. Now, you met with quite a nice sort of introductory full motion video when you start up this game, and it sort of go through like bits and pieces of what you can expect, really. CG based. I'm not too sure even what's happening here. Looks like you're going to be beamed up somewhere or whatever. I first thought when I started this up that I'd automatically died straight away because the character screams and it seems like it's going to be a game over, but the game actually does start in a second, and I met with something which I didn't really expect, to be honest. But a bit more information about the game itself. You get a sort of an increasingly dark and almost hopeless sort of outlook from this game. You have back sections of the character's past as well, which reveal themselves as the time moves on in the game. Now, naturally, not knowing Japanese, you're not really going to know what's going on here at all. Right, okay, so this is what I was talking about here when we're starting the game, that you've got these quite a small window, really, actually. You've gone into the menu section now. You've got save, which is handily in English, and exit there. You have to excuse my cold at the minute. I'm having real problems talking and enunciating anything. So if I sound somewhat cretinous, it's because I'm full of head cold at the moment. And no, it's not the other one that's going around at the minute. So presumably that would be the music menu down here, which you've got jazz, rock, classical, pop and postmodern. So you can pick a tune to listen to should you feel the need to. Just really going to be wasting time, I think, here. So we're going to skip this and sort of just come back out and let's try and get on into the game, shall we? We're going to fumble my way through and see what this box is for. Give it a click. Okay, right, so lovely, it's given us backdrops for the music, thank you. Right, it's just got the exit, let's just get on with it. I don't think this is compatible with the mouse, which is a bit of a shame. Right, as you see, you've got shades of Toriko, a bit of D going on in here as well. So if you played those games, you know what to expect. I think this actually looks quite impressive. Shame it's playing in such a small window, but it's not like the grainy games you used to get on the Mega CD back in the day. And considering this is like sort of 1995, and the Saturn was still in its infancy, it's not doing too bad. Now, you can actually sort of fumble your way through this. I'm going to try going this way. Yeah, because that's an elevator in front of me there. So I'm going to go down the hallway, and hopefully I'm going to find the initiation room, so I can show you a little bit of how the game handles the story. So yeah, right. Once it stops you, it's not quite as eloquent as Toriko, and Mansion of Hidden Souls. It sort of drops out into a smaller window. Right, we'll go through this door here because this is where the initiation happens. Having sort of played a little bit of this beforehand, I know that you sign up in this room here, so I'm going to go on through and start the first part of the character interaction with this game. So in we go. Now, as you can see, you've got two characters in front of you here. Now, what's quite interesting here is that the dialogue comes up in a box separately, which actually was probably a processor technique to sort of cut down on the amount of seek time that the CDs required. However, I actually quite like this. I quite like the sort of jump in and out of the characters talking, and eventually what they're going to do is they're going to you're going to be recognised by the fact you're stood here waiting for them to finish their gassing. He's obviously a recruit as well, which he seems like he's chatting up this girl here, really. Which fair play to you, fella, whatever. You know, it's probably been a long time since you've seen the action. We've got a receptionist to the right, to the left there. Now, she checking the machine's all good. He's going to go into the machine. Now it's my turn, I should assume. Hi, she comes up, coming over to me. I say, "Oh, it's you, look. You're here. The hero of the hour." Yes, I am here. So it takes a little bit of time to load in the the different characters. Oh, receptionist is chipping in now. But everything is in Japanese here, which I think really is dubbing over what would have natively been English, I would have thought, with this. So I'm going to go into this booth over here, and this is going to kickstart the first of my dream sequences, the sort of flashback bits. This looks like it might have been sort of a worn-torn scenario. She's really pissed off. Perhaps it's your fiancé at the time. I would say she's probably dead, considering you're on this sort of programme now. Right. So this happens quite a bit in this game, from what I gather, that you will get more and more of these flashback sequences, which is going to build you a picture of what's going on and the backstory of our main character here. So you're not going to understand any of this. Might be worth kicking up a guide to see what she's saying and why I'm here, and such like. As it stands for a piece of software for the Saturn, I think that this is not actually a bad shout for you to pick up. If you, like me, don't mind sort of... Oh. Yeah, she likes me, I think. She's going in for a bit of flirtation, look. Yeah, knew it. But I would sooner take a crack on the other one, if I'm being honest with you. Just, it's no offence or anything like that, but he seems to like her, so I want what he's got. Right. The mate boy's going to come down from here. He's been initiated. Now it's going to be my turn next. What happens sort of 5 or 10 minutes after this point here is that you do find yourself into a control room where they send you on your first mission with the big giant ants, as I was saying there, on the barren planet. I think we're looking for water. Don't know who this Burke is, but he's come up. I think he's telling us that we've got to go into the main control room. But as I was saying, with this being a cheap Saturn game, I would actually recommend picking this up. It's bizarre, really, because I shouldn't really recommend this if you don't know Japanese, but it's a curio. The Saturn's got so many weird Japanese games that in the West you wouldn't even know that these games had come out, and this forms up that sort of tapestry, and I really, really do recommend picking this up and giving it a try. £5, you can't really go wrong. If this was like a £50, £60 game, I couldn't recommend it to you at all, because you're not going to get any enjoyment out of it. But as it stands, it's cheap at the moment. It's not really that rare either, so it's worth sort of being a bit of filler in sort of your stack of games, pulling it out occasionally and seeing how far you can get on it. The shooting levels are actually quite difficult, so just keep that in mind, that once you do get through these story bits, which obviously are quite passive, you're really just a passenger with this. Once you get into the action bits, it can get a bit sort of clustered and stuff like that, so you've got to have good reactions, and it does sort of fall a little bit on its face with sort of the Ground Zero Texas style shooting and microcosm, where you don't really feel like you're actually hitting anything at the best of times. But right, she's going to have a good chat with this guy. I'm waiting here. I'm ready to actually go into the machine and have my bits and pieces castrated or whatever is happening with this dude over here. Right, so this pretty much covered what you can expect to see in this game. Now, it's number 6 in this series of games that I've covered. So this aims to cover some of the more obscure Saturn releases, stuff that other people don't really cover on YouTube as such. So you can catch the previous episodes on the channel as well. I'll do a little link where I can here now. And what I'll do is I'll see you on the next episode. Alright, goodbye.